Hi, everybody, and welcome to Unwind Design. Today, we're going to be doing an amazing painting of a couple of pumpkins with a nice swirly Van Gogh inspired background. Very simple, very easy, very fun. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Starting off, we have our canvas in a vertical position. We have our towel. Make sure you also have a cup of water. Water is the magic ingredient to make your paint flow smooth. Today, we're going to be using our primary colors. And if you notice, my primary colors are kind of sticky. That's why I said our water is our magic ingredient. The water is going to help our paint flow nicely from one side to the next so we get a nice smooth and delicate painting. We're going to be using today these 4 brushes. And your brushes don't have to be exact, but if you do want to use these specifically, go for it. We have a large background brush, a medium square brush, a round tip brush, and a detail brush. All right, so we're going to be using that. And we're going to be starting off first with our round tip brush. Okay, we're going to be playing with these pumpkins. I'm going to come in and get a little bit of this yellow first, just to create a quick outline. And we're going to be making sort of heart-shaped pumpkins. So first off, we're going to go about halfway up your canvas, and we're going to go just a little bit lower, and we're going to be making a nice heart shape going down. I'm not really going to bring it all the way down. However, I am going to come in and get more of that yellow, and down here, I'm going to do another pumpkin that's heart shaped. From there, we're going to begin to fill these in. To fill these in, we're going to begin by using our large background brush, and we're going to paint in our orange pumpkin first. So I'm going to get a little bit of this yellow, and I'm going to scoot it out to the side. I'm also going to pick up a little bit more water so that my paint is a little bit softer when I'm adding it. I like to mix my color on the side so that I don't blend all of my color, and I have some nice color left over that's clean in case I want to use some later, which we will. From here, I'm going to mix in just a tiny little drop of red. We don't really need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. And we're going to begin to mix it very well until you get a nice orange. Remember, if you run out a little bit of paint, come back and make some more. Add a little bit of that water, some yellow, and some red. And we're going to fill it in from the top, starting on the sides. As you're painting, cover up that yellow outline. Pretend it's not even there. And we're going to paint on the sides first. Side, side, side. And as you're going down towards the middle, your lines are going to start to get straighter and straighter. So again, side, side, side. And we're coming down towards the middle. And then our lines are going to get straight. From here, we're going to go towards the right, and we're going to be making some lines right there as well, going up. We're working on these lines, going up, and then we're going to be painting on those sides. And there you go. It might not look like much now, but once we finish adding these colors, it's going to look absolutely awesome. Next, I'm going to wash off my brush, and I'm going to get a little bit of this white, and I'm going to start to paint in the other pumpkin with the white. Nice and soft. You're going to go out into the orange a little bit and create that outline. And without wanting to, when you pick up a little bit of that orange, you're going to start to add some of that very light orange into the pumpkin over here because it automatically got blended with your brush. So for that, I'm going to come back and just add a little bit of white to it to brighten it up again. And if the color is peach on this pumpkin because of the orange that's getting blended, that's fine. That looks absolutely perfect as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a little bit of orange and add it. So there's more of a lighter orange. See that? So now we have some of that white and a little bit of that lighter orange. So now we have almost a peach color. Next, I'm going to come in with my round tip brush, and I'm going to add the lines on this pumpkin in the bottom first. I'm going to come in with a little bit of this white, and I'm going to add a tiny little drop of black to the corner to create a gray. Make sure it's very well blended and that it's nice and smooth so that you can spread it out evenly. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a dot right in the middle of that lighter pumpkin. From that dot, we're going to begin to create some lines on our pumpkin. So we're going to start by making an almond shape first, almost like half of a football. And then we're going to make almost like lines like a spider. So we're going towards the right and curving, towards the right and curving. See that? Next, towards the left and curving, towards the left and curving. There we go. Finally, right on top, we're going to get a little bit of this black and just add a little dot there. You can add a little bit of that black down, not too much, just a little bit to add some shadow, specifically right on the top. Next, I'm going to get some of this black and I'm going to add it to my orange. So I'm going to mix it with my red and maybe add in a little bit more yellow. And that's going to give me a nice darkish red orange color. Look at that. It's a beautiful color. It's almost like a brown. So again, it's going to be red with a little bit of yellow and a tiny little drop of black, I'm sorry. And that's going to make a brown. Again, we're going to start off right with the dot in the middle on our orange pumpkin. And we're going to come in and slide off towards the right. Next, we're going to make a line towards the left and towards the right. Okay, we're going to make a line towards the left and then towards the right. So again, the first thing we did is add a dot and we came in towards the right and towards the left. Next, we're going to start with the left side first. We're going to just bring a line coming down and under. And again, going from the center towards the left, we're just curving around. Same thing on the right. We're bringing a line coming down and a line going around. Next, while we're giving this time to dry, you really can go back and forth between the background and then the foreground, which is the front. It's a great way to finish your painting without having to wait forever. You get to go back and forth. You work in the background, then you work in the foreground. When you let that dry, you go back to the background, and you can do this back and forth, and that way your drying time is cut down. So I'm actually going to start first with my large background brush again. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of this yellow, and I'm setting it off to the corner. To this yellow, I'm going to add a little bit of white to brighten it up and make it a pastel yellow. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to that as well. From here, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of blue. And I'm going to start to get a very beautiful icy turquoise color. If your color is too blue, add more white. If your color is too green, add more blue. And if your color just looks like a baby blue, add a little tiny drop of yellow to make it more of a turquoise. So again, baby blue plus yellow is going to give you the icy color we're looking for. From here, I'm going to get my brush, and to get that straight line, I'm going to drag the corner of my brush right along the edge of my pumpkin. And look at how it gives you a line automatically. You don't have to go in there with a little brush and try to make the line. You just got to use the big chunky brush and drag it all along the edge. See that? I'm dragging it all along the edge of my pumpkin. I'm going to stop. Over here, I'm going to bring my brush again, and I'm going to drag it all the way around. Next, we're going to begin to fill this in. And then we're going to go from side to side. Side to side. We're going to be filling that in right there. And understand your painting is not going to look like mine. You guys all have your own style and your own way of doing things. So if your painting looks a little different, that's okay. Roll with it. You are what makes your painting special. Remember that. Your style, your way of doing things, your way of holding your brush, all of that is what makes your painting unique and gives your painting value. I can't make a painting exactly like you, and I don't expect you to make your painting exactly like me. I expect you guys to learn techniques, learn how to mix colors, but doing it in your own way is always the point of why we teach these classes. Next, I did go a little bit over the purple here, or the dark orangey color. And if you went over it, that's okay. You can just come back with that round tip brush and the brown to paint over the top of it one more time. And what we're going to do to this brown that was left over, I'm using my round tip brush again to create the lines over the dark brown pumpkin spaces. And to this brown, I'm going to add a little drop of black and make it a little darker. Again, the color was orange with a little bit of black. Okay, so it's the color we made for here. It was yellow and red. And we're adding just a little tiny bit of black to make it even darker. Once it's nice and dark, I'm going to use this color. And we're going to make a large space on top and bring it down towards the center. Again, a large kind of line on top. And we're going to bring it down towards the center. And now we have our stem. After we do this, that's where the fun part is going to start. We are now going to pick up a little bit of this blue. Make sure you wash your brush off, by the way. We're going to pick up a little bit of this blue. And we're going to start to make a swirl. I'm going to start in the middle right here. And I'm just going to bring my brush around and make one large swirl. This is going to be the base for the rest of my swirls. From here, I'm also going to add another swirl down here. Next, I'm going to pick up some more blue, and I'm just going to add lines going around, framing these curves. Okay, so here's one line, 2, 3, and we want it to look almost like when you drop a pebble into the water and you create ripples. That is what we're going for. And we're just going to go around. And we're going to keep framing this curve going around the lines. And we're getting this really nice movement effect of like wind. From here, you're going to get a little bit of that water to wash off your brush. Make sure it's really clean. And next, we're going to use a little bit of that yellow. And we're going to put those yellows in between the whites spaces. So we have a couple of plain lighter spaces here. And that's where we're going to add our yellow. Going around these spaces. We're going to pick up a little bit of white. And we're also going to add white in between those gaps as well. We're adding those lines right in that space. You can also use some lines on the stem. Scratch a little bit of a highlight on there. There we go. And we're going to give this a little bit of time to dry. And now we're going to go back to the bottom section one more time. So for this bottom section, I wanted to mix a little bit of this yellow with this blue so that we could have some green. And we're going to add a couple of leaves on here. I'm adding one leaf over here. And since it's see-through, I'm going to grab a lot of this yellow and I'm going to put it on top. A little bit more blue, and I'm putting it on top. So what I'm doing is mixing the colors on the canvas instead of on here. So that is always something you can do. You can add that yellow and that blue. Same thing over here. Yellow and blue. Next, I'm going to get a little bit of this water and wash off my round tip brush. And now I'm picking up my tiny detail brush. With this detail brush, we're going to pick up some of that water and mix it in the corner of our block. And we're going to begin to add some curves. So right here in the center, I'm just going to bring my brush out and I'm going to make some more swirls. There's one. Over here, go around. There's two. Same thing over here, go down, there's three. And we could do some more down here. After we've done this, we're going to use that same black. And down at the bottom, we're going to come in and sign our name. After that, I'm going to add a couple more highlights on this line, on these leaves. They looked a little empty. Okay, there's a line right there, another one there. And there you go. After that, we're done. Thank you guys so much for painting with me. I really enjoyed doing this painting, and I hope that you guys did too. I look forward to painting with you guys next time. Bye.